Hello, everyone from the Giving Tuesday India Hub. I'm Priyanka.
I'm Kavita.
Hi, I'm Mihika.
Happy Giving Tuesday, everyone. We're
Happy.
really excited to be with all of you today. But you know what? In India, we have a secret advantage. We get to celebrate Giving Tuesday twice every year. India celebrated Giving Tuesday on the 4th of October, and that was the first Giving Tuesday for all of us. And we thought we'd share with you just some things that stood out for us from our first Giving Tuesday. Kavita, what was that like for you? What was your first Giving Tuesday all about?
Well, I have been a fundraiser and a fundraising trainer slash consultant for a good part of my professional life. And when you ask a fundraiser what generosity means to them, the first thing that we think about is giving of money, right? But at the back of our minds, we all know that generosity is actually so much more than that. And in the last several months, I've been fortunate enough to have these conversations and ask people the fundamental question of what generosity means to them. And do you know what I've learned from this experience? A couple of different things. One is that generosity means different things to different people, and it comes in so many different forms. We asked people in India to, people from different walks of life to come forward and share with the world what generosity means to them. And I learned that for Lijo, it was his friends helping him out with no expectations in return during a crisis. For Ashita, it was the generosity from dogs that she experiences every day. For Jordan, it was his teacher helping without even being asked to. And for Anthony, it was an Uber driver who lent his ears. And so many more beautiful stories that was shared on that day, before and after. And you should go through, older reels on the Giving Tuesday India handle to hear all of these wonderful stories. So that was my top learning, that generosity comes in so many different forms and it can mean different things to different people. The second thing was that we reached out to so many of these people who are all from very, very different walks of life in India. And when we asked them to share what generosity meant to them, nobody said no. Everybody was excited to come forward and share. And they were all so generous with their time and spoke passionately about this one topic. And from that, I realized that this is one topic that really binds us all together, right? Generosity binds us as people and individuals. And that was another fascinating and beautiful learning for me from this first experience. But Giving Tuesday has been in India for the last 5 years. It's been the first experience for the three of us. So, Priyanka, from your first experience, what was most inspiring for you?
You know, there's so much about Giving Tuesday that's been inspiring, but I think it's one of the values that stood out for me and really struck a chord. And that's the value, that's how Giving Tuesday sort of thinks about the value of equity. The fact that you don't need to be a millionaire to be generous, and that anyone, anywhere can be generous, regardless of who you are and where you come from, that's really exciting. We saw this with the India Generosity Run that happened in October. The India Generosity Run was this really inclusive event that anyone could participate in from anywhere in the world at a time that was convenient to them and in a manner that worked for them. So we saw people signing up to run, to walk, cycle, take their dogs for a walk. And it was the community at Amar Seva Sangam that really stood out for me. Amar Seva Sangam is an NGO, a nonprofit that works with people living with disabilities. And this community participated in the India Generosity Run in their wheelchairs. Now, this is a community that would otherwise have been thought of only as recipients of generosity, but they were able to turn that notion on its head. And that just left me really, really inspired. But Mika, you're very new to Giving Tuesday. What's
Yes.
your experience been like so far?
It's been amazing and really heartwarming. And one such story was on Giving Tuesday in India on the 4th of October. I had the privilege of being part of a live conversation with two young people from a skilling center of an organization called Pratham. And so the organization provides skilling and training to young people from disadvantaged backgrounds to train them in employable skills such as being an electrician or working in healthcare and other such skills that they might not have had access to. And in conversation with two young people who were receiving this training at a very remote center in Chhattisgarh in India, one of them, a woman, mentioned that the biggest act of generosity that she has received was from her sister, who has really supported her, encouraged her, and given her the strength to get trained in to be an electrician, which is actually quite a non-traditional livelihood option for a woman in the remote part of India. And she said that something that she really wants to do for her community is to give that same kind of support, provide that same strength to other women in her surroundings to be able to undergo similar training and, become part of and support their families and be part of the workforce. And I just found that extremely inspiring. That story has really stuck with me. And I think it just reinforced, firstly, everything that both of you were saying, which is that generosity comes in many forms and anyone can be generous. And additionally, that every act of generosity counts. There's no size to it. It really depends on just the way that it's expressed, and people are generous all over. And yeah, that was really wonderful to see. Kavita, so what are we going to do next? How are we going to take this forward?
No, I was just thinking how lucky we've been to hear about all of these stories of generosity from across India and actually be able to amplify those stories, and how our work in that journey is going to keep continuing, especially with the release of 3 films today on our social media handles, highlighting different forms of generosity and everything that we've learned and we've just shared in so many words. But the movie is going to highlight it in... Go watch it. I don't want to spoil it for you. So it's releasing on our social handles today, Giving Tuesday India. So please do take a look at it and let us know what you think and share it. That's all from our side for today, unless you guys...
Shall we wish everyone a happy Giving Tuesday?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, well, happy Giving Tuesday, everyone.